Anyway, I don't know how much of tea this is, okay? But I appreciate, Dookie, that you put your own tea in there, okay? Because I see you not giving up nobody else's tea. I mean,
hello, black hole. See this brother winning, man. Hey, look, what is your win, babe? What is your win, babe? What is your win, babe?
well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, fellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's lookies would be our ultimate animal print turban, Miss Chi Shades, and our lupus wood bangle bundle. So you know that I have a family member that is dealing with breast cancer right now. That's why I created the survivor bundle. That's so, like, you know, my sister has lupus, okay? And for those of you who know, it attacks organs, and man, bruh, lupus, put it this way, they could replace your organ and the lupus would attack it again. Also, my mom died of heart disease. I will be creating a red for heart disease wood bangle bundle soon. So I'm gonna put that on sale soon. But today we're going to be highlighting the lupus bundle medium large. Like I said, I think I want to keep the small medium because I find when I'm in a mood, you know, when I'm feeling down and depressed about the things that I cannot change, I create. Now, let's continue talking about Duke Fakir's I'll Be There. My life with the... Hey, you want to go with this company that Barry is starting? He asked. Our answer, which didn't take long for the four of us to agree on, was no. It didn't take long for us to realize we'd passed up a wonderful opportunity. Meanwhile, Billy also chose another direction. Billy was like, okay, well, all right, Barry Gordy, you nice and everything, but these white people over here want me. They want me to do big things. He decided to focus on the advertising industry, writing jingles and slogans for radio and television commercials. He became vice president of McCann Erickson, one of the biggest advertising agencies in the world, writing and producing such identifiable and successful jingles as It's the Real Thing, Things Go Better with Coke, I'd like to buy the world a Coke. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke. That was my shit, yeah! And if you got the time, we've got the beer for Miller High Life. Okay. Although we didn't sign with Motown, we kept working the R&B circuit. Jackie Wilson let us open his show while we were struggling between gigs. We got to see firsthand how crazy those one-night concerts could be for an R&B artist on his level. It was Swaz at his Casablanca agency who got us one step closer to the kind of careers we were dreaming about. Okay, good old Twa. One of the owners of the Dune Hotel and Club in Vegas, a tall, heavyset guy with gang connections, approached us saying he wanted us to sing at the Dunes. Our hearts skipped a beat. But there was one condition. He wanted us to bring our own rhythm section. What had happened was they found their little music section, rhythm section, whatever it is you want to call it, okay? So they were now billed as the Four Tops plus 4. We went back to Detroit and found 4 great musicians. We opened with our rhythm section at the Dunes in 1959, calling ourselves the Four Tops plus 4. Being in Vegas was more important to me than making money. I probably would have paid to perform there. We were moving towards what we wanted to do. Unfortunately, I think I let our good luck get to my head. Child, okay, hold tight. Here go a little bit of juice. So now you know this is before they got to the Motown, right? While they out there at the dunes gambling casino and show Shahrazad. While they there, they doing what they supposed to do on stage. But in between the performances, old Dookie is going downstairs to the table. Pause. I really believe part of the reason why Berry Gordy chose to sell Motown was because of his gambling debt. I know another Sagittarius, you know they gamblers, okay? That's not what I say. That's what the Zodiac say. That's what the stars say, that them Sagittarians are gamblers. I know a goddamn Sagittarian that lost his car gambling. 2 houses gambling. When it's good, it's good. There's no denying that. But baby, when it's bad, it is mother hunchy bad. And it got bad for Duke. Our first show started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and our second was 8 at night. In our downtime between shows, we started gambling. So anyway, I don't know how much of tea this is, okay? But I appreciate, Dookie, that you put your own tea in there, okay? Because I see you not giving up nobody else's tea. I mean, you gave us a little bit when you were talking about Jackie Wilson, you know, was old raging drunk, you know, behind the scenes, and that the industry took a toll on him, but that's it. Our first show started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and our second was 8 at night. In our downtime between shows, we started gambling. The last week of our gig, I lost more money than I had. All of the 4's payroll that was in my pocket. I kept on gambling, thinking I would have a little winning streak, but it never happened. Keep in mind, Dookie had been the money man, basically the treasurer, the business person of the group, long time ago, because he showed a business-like ethic and they trusted him to take care of the money. I kept on gambling, thinking I would have a little winning streak, but it never happened. I lost it all. The reality of what I had just done hit me, and I was too embarrassed and panicked to tell anyone. I tried to figure out what I was going to do. I came up with a plan. All of the wives of the tops, except for mine, had traveled to Las Vegas with us. Inez stayed home to take care of the kids. After the second show, I went to the cashier's window and got the rest of what was owed to us. It was just enough to pay the tops, not the musicians. I went out the side door of the casino straight to Obi's wife, Val. I told her that I'd effed up. I gave her the money to pay the tops and quickly beat it to the airport. So anyway, he had that layover, right, child? He had went to a lounge. He knew the person who owned the lounge. He's sitting at the bar, sad and soaking because he just didn't pull the caper. One thing that we know, listen, y'all, listen. If we don't know nothing else, we know that the 4 tops will pull a caper. And Dookie just pulled an ultimate caper. He's at a bar at a layover in Chicago. The owner came over and was like, hey, Dookie, what's going on? Okay, he tell him, I ain't got no money, I'm broke. The owner of it say, look, you a 4 top. Here goes some alcohol, drink your sorrows away. It was like I'd just committed a hit and run. You did. I couldn't even face my partners. When we finally talked about it back home, they didn't make a big deal about it. It was over and done with. I was relieved, but letting them down killed me. I managed to get home and tried my best to forget about what happened until I got a call from the Musicians Union. The 4 guys reported what I had done. After that, I never in my life took another penny from anyone. It was a hard but important lesson, one that I will always regret learning the way I did. The lapse in my judgment created a terrible turning point in my marriage. You know why? Because once his wife found out what a dirty dick Mother Hunchy was, she didn't look at him the same. Us Libras, once we lose respect for our mates, it's done. We can sometimes deal with cheating. We can get past it. But when we see that you are foul as a human being maneuvering on this earth, cut. We don't want no parts of you. So once the 4 musicians had turned Dookie into the union, Dookie had to pay them people back. Yes, he paid the people back. All right. But the wife is like, I don't even want to be with anybody who has that in them. Listen, I've cut off friends once I found out they are a dark-souled human being, because I don't need your dark soul rubbing off on my light, motherfucker. I don't need that. Right? I'm trying to live. I'm trying to go to the heaven. I'm not trying to go to the depths of the hell with you while you down there copping pleas to the devil. No. I'm trying to go to the heaven. After she'd heard from the other wives what I'd done with the money in Vegas, she said, to hell with this. My poor judgment was too much for her. She asked me to leave. Sadly, I did. Living in various places, hotels with family members and rented apartments. Then finally, a place of my own in a suburb outside of Detroit. The life I had chosen was difficult enough for me, but it was my dream. The toll it took upon my family was considerable. At this point, the group had made enough headway for me to believe that realistically, one day we'd be a success. We wouldn't have to worry about financial security, but we soon learned that peace of mind was virtually non-existent in show business. It was something our next mentor, the legendary Billy Eckstine, taught us. Being in the presence of great performers like the great Mr. B helped sustain us. Billy schooled us from 1961 to 1963. When we sang backup for him. He had just recorded an album with the High-Lows, a clean-cut white group renowned for their vocal harmonies. Someone told him that there were 4 black guys who could sing 4-part harmonies and may be able to go on the road with him. He invited us out to LA to audition. The week prior to our meeting, we learned 4 tunes from his album with the High-Lows, and we had the numbers down by the time we flew out to LA. But let me tell you the trick bag that Mr. B put them in. They ready to perform or audition for the Mr. B, okay? These boys got the thing down pat, right? They stand in front of Mr. B, say, let's go. Mr. B was like, oh, you think this is going to be easy? I got a trick for you boys. We're going to sing this and not that. They was like, But luckily, Lawrence was a good arranger. So Lawrence took him in the bathroom with the music. Okay, brothers, this is how we going to do it. Came out, they was ready. That Lawrence is special. Mr. B was impressed by our vocal capabilities. He was less enthusiastic about our energetic dance moves. Okay, Mr. B was like, look, you can keep all that shucking and jiving. I don't need you singing flat because y'all around here. Cut that shit. Keep it to a minimum. Y'all gonna be around here winded instead of singing background for me. I want y'all to do subtle, slight moves, maintain your breath, and sing for me, okay? I need the people paying attention to the me, not the you. We studied the way Mr. B dressed, the way he gambled, his proficiency on the golf course, his vocal delivery, and the finesse he had with his fans. We benefited from everything he taught us, especially the wisdom he laid on us about careers slowing down after reaching peaks and crescendos. After we wrapped up our gig with him, we got a tip from a promoter friend who turned us on to a recording company in New York. We were lucky enough to immediately sign another recording contract. Our deal with Riverside Records was for 4 songs. The stipulation was that if one of them became a hit, they would give us a full record deal. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. We asked ourselves why we were recording in New York instead of back in Detroit with Motown. We agreed that it sure would be nice to have a deal back home. In the meantime, since we were in the vicinity, we picked up a few gigs in the Catskills. One night, a talent scout from The Tonight Show was in the audience. Afterwards, he approached us. I'd love to have you guys perform that number in the still of the night on my show, he said. They were excited. The next date they were excited about was going to the Apollo Theater to see the Motown Review. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, visit Up Top Beauty, check out our Ultimate Animal Print Turban, our Miss Chi Chi shades, and our Lupus bundles. Now remember this, the same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves, you babies, y'all better have a good one. Peace.